Hello everyone, this is my first time in public speaking, so go easy on the questions for me. Initially, I want to talk about RPA in games, as I'm a game developer hobbyist, but I figured since RPA is breaking into SA in the recent months, I thought I'd speak on RPA as a whole and its impact in South Africa and touch on RPA in games. Wikipedia defines robotic process automation as an emerging form of clerical process automation technology involving software bots or artificial intelligence that mimics human actions to complete repetitive tasks. Two of the leading robotic process automation tools have their own definitions. They pretty much describe RPA in their own way, but it all boils down to having the same meaning. One thing all three definitions do mention is business process automation. RPA is a business process automation technology based on a combination of and highly dependent on screen or web scraping and workflow automation, and it is built on artificial intelligence. Now, this sounds very much like things we already do or have been doing for some years. So, what's with the fancy name? Robotic Process Automation is a software program that imitates human actions while interacting with a computer application and accomplishing automation of repetitive rule-based processes. RPA is the process of automating business operations using tools in order. RPA is the process of automating business operations using robots in order to reduce human intervention. The software robot will be educated in a workflow process with different steps and applications. For example, filling in forms, sending a receipt message, checking the forms for completeness, documenting the form in a folder, and updating a spreadsheet with the form name. Date recorded, copy and pasting from several sources, web or local server, to an Excel spreadsheet for the purposes of data analysis, and the like. Breaking the term down further, robotic is a machine which mimics human actions. Process is a step-by-step sequence which can complete a task, and automation without any human intervention. Together, robotic process automation means it mimics human actions to perform a sequence of steps without any human intervention. RPA is an emerging technology involving bots that mimic human actions. RPA bots are mostly used to complete repetitive and simple tasks. However, bots have been growing more capable and taking on more complex tasks requiring cognitive skills such as pattern recognition and decision making. These are some of the benefits of RPA and cost savings. The biggest advantage of implementing robotic process automation is the huge reduction in manual labor, which in turn brings a significant reduction in the overall expenditure. When redundant work is automated, it can be completed faster but also be scheduled at any time of the day. This again reduces the effort of a human running it at that specified time. Improved accuracy and reduced operation skills. As humans, we are always bound to make mistakes. With robotic process automation, there will be no mistakes made, therefore having tasks completed with accuracy and flawlessly. Time saves time. Robotic process automation saves a lot of time from being spent on tasks that do not really need any special technical skills and can be completed on a regular basis. Simplicity. You do not need to be a professional coder to have to automate tasks and workflows through RPA technologies. Flexibility. RPA provides flexibility to the end user in terms of automating complex processes with a number of user-friendly tools. Security. Tasks can be easily managed by RPA tools that provide security layers in order to protect data or any other kind of information. Insights and analytics. RPA improves data quality and eliminates the risk of leakage of confidential information. There are over 76 RPA tools available, of which these are the top 5. With UiPath and Automation Anywhere providing us with a free trial for those who would like to explore the world of RPA, there is an open source RPA tool called Tag UI. Of course, UiPath does offer a community version to use freely. An impossible question to answer is what is the best RPA software for me to use? While this table just gives the comparison between the top 3 RPA tools, it is indeed difficult for any one person to answer this. Because one tool works best for one person while another tool might work best for another. Personally, I've explored the Automation Anywhere tool. I have experienced some cons on my part. But I can't really tell you not to go with Automation Anywhere without you trying it yourself. Also, it would be better for me to decide after exploring another RPA tool. However, UiPath has been making headway lately in Johannesburg with recent Microsoft Ignite events. RPA can be applied in many case studies, all of which can be categorized in these 5 functional activities. Since detailing these would take more time, I've listed these case studies at the end of this presentation for your further reading. What does RPA mean for South Africa? Mark Walker mentions in an online article that the main challenges for South African cities aspiring to become smart cities is that in some areas there are still some basic infrastructure shortcomings. And his solution is to possibly build smart cities since there is a need for infrastructure developments. He also mentions the range of benefits existing in moving towards smart cities. RPA programming is intended to diminish the weight of monotonous, straightforward tasks on workers. This definitely leads us to explore learning new skills or improving on an existing skill, training, and doing more interesting job tasks. Kerrigan also mentions the creation of job opportunities. While RPA promises to free up human capital to become creative problem solvers, it could also result in some job losses or improving on new skills. Contrary to what some of us might think, or it could just be me, the implementation of RPA in companies seems to be working for the better. I guess that means majority of us need to work extra hard if we don't want to be out of a job because of poor skills. While most companies do skill development programs, it does take a good amount of financial constraint to make that happen. Emerging technologies such as robotics and artificial intelligence is expected to be introduced in some schools. However, providing digitized workbooks and textbooks on tablet devices to every child in school is expected to take more money out of poor families for already increasing school fees. Aside from implementing RPA in the school curriculum, an IT Web article explains what RPA means to university and learning institution employees who are still performing manual labor and time-intensive capturing of data. And it also means students may be experiencing delays in processing their applications, results, and other vital information. This is just one piece of how RPA can benefit educational institutions. My take on this: South Africa may not be far behind, but our economic structure is what may hold us back. While Africa as a whole might be slowly becoming a developing country, where some parts of Africa are getting more introduced to the latest in technology, both on the field and on the education sector, majority of those African countries are still falling way behind. For Africa's least developed countries to take advantage of the opportunities presented by the Fourth Industrial Revolution, they will need to put in place certain measures to tackle issues around accessibility, affordability, and the applications of technologies. The least developed countries also often lack the necessary electricity and internet infrastructure to enable the use of advanced technologies. Even if technologies are accessible, the cost of using them is often prohibitive. Monopolies among internet service providers, patent protection costs, and high tariffs on computers, tablets, and smartphones are the main barriers. Since the future is digital, it is going to be critical to develop future-proof skills. While investing in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics areas is critical, soft skills such as creativity, collaboration, and time management cannot be ignored. Artificial intelligence relies on big data for its applications. Since data cannot be captured by machines and the bulk of it is generated from documents, images, audio, and video, human resources are required at scale to input and process. Uh, a good information and communication policy and regulations are required. Since least developed countries lack resources, skills, and expertise in many of the areas, they need to harness the potential of partnership at the national and international levels. I first heard of RPA when I came across a board games challenge at the Automation Anywhere page. At first, I actually thought that this was an actual game challenge. Unfortunately, I was a little disappointed. Automation Anywhere's version of games meant playing with their RPA tools to make life easier for a general worker or a particular data capturing job, for example. So it got me thinking, can RPA really be used in game development? While I may have gone through the Automation Anyway Certified Advanced RPA Professional Training course, I have yet to get the opportunity to compare that to UiPath too. Recently, at our Microsoft Ignite event, UiPath was part of their workshop. This obviously means slowly but surely RPA is taking flight in South Africa. I'm yet to explore using RPA in game development. However, listed here are a few of what can be possible. RPA touches every aspect of software development from installation, support, and maintenance. With DevOps, you can automate error checking and automate the updating of the software synchronizing with the cloud. Since the cloud is where the orchestrator is, you can develop more around the interaction of robots themselves to make an ever-growing engaging gaming experience. For example, with Excel activities and/or mail automation, these can be used to improve on your players' game experience by keeping them updated with the latest gaming info. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you all. I truly hope I didn't bore you too much. I certainly hope to explore more about RPA in the coming months. Thank you.
Hello. Um, so my question here is recently I'm doing an online certificate for RPA and I want to know where I will work with it. What's the main thing about RPA? So that's a very good question. Seeing as RPA is new and slowly taking off in SA, I would imagine us getting on board with attaining these skills now will have us be ready for the available RPA related jobs to come.